हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू एचआर एजुकेशन। दोस्तों, कैसे हैं आप लोग? आई होप कि आप बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे। साथ ही साथ आपकी तैयारी भी बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से चल रहा होगा आने वाले एग्जाम के लिए। तो दोस्तों, हम 500 MCQ सीरीज़ चला रहे थे। आज इसका तीसरा वीडियो जो कि आपका डिस्कस किया जाएगा ऑन इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट्स एक्ट 1947। तो यहाँ पे मैंने 25 क्वेश्चंस इस वीडियो में लिया है, क्योंकि लास्ट बार वीडियो में बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस हो गया था, तो इसीलिए इस वीडियो में 25 क्वेश्चंस लिया है। और वीडियो बहुत ज़्यादा लेंथी नहीं होगा, शॉर्ट रहेगा वीडियो को एंड तक जरूर देखिए। और इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट एक्ट का 3 पार्ट में बनाऊंगा, क्योंकि 75 से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस इसमें है। और ये क्वेश्चन आपका यूजीसी नेट या फिर कोई भी PSU के HR के एग्जाम के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा, इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट्स एक्ट का क्वेश्चन। तो वीडियो को एंड तक जरूर देखिए। और आप मुझसे जुड़ सकते हैं। मेरा नाम है SR साहू और ये है मेरा फेसबुक पेज, ट्विटर हैंडल और टेलीग्राम ग्रुप। इस तीनों जगह पे आप मुझे फॉलो कीजिए। इस टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में आप ज्वाइन कीजिए। यहाँ पे डेली क्विज भी प्रोवाइड किया जाता है। हालांकि अभी कुछ दिनों के लिए क्विज बंद है, पर यहाँ पे वीडियो की नोटिफिकेशन साथ ही साथ और भी बहुत सारी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें आप मिल सकता है यहाँ पे। और करंट अफेयर्स भी मैं अभी अपलोड करना स्टार्ट कर दिया है मैंने। तो करंट अफेयर्स का नोटिफिकेशन और उसका PDF भी वीकली यहाँ पे इस टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में ही आपको मिल जाएगा। ठीक है, तो दोस्तों चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज का MCQ। I will read out the questions and you have to find the answer by seeing the options. I won't read the options because it will take a long time. So the first question of today's lecture is, under which of the following legislations there is a provision called protected workmen? तो कौन सी लेबर लेजिस्लेशन में आपका प्रोटेक्टेड वर्कमैन का प्रोविजंस है? यह है आपका ऑप्शंस। और as we are discussing about the Industrial Disputes Act, it is very easy that protected workman comes under the Industrial Disputes Act. Option D is correct. You have to remember this. Then the next question, which of the following is not a machinery for settlement of industrial dispute? Under the Industrial Dispute Act, ID Act means Industrial Dispute Act 1947. So these are the options which is not a machinery. Correct answer will be option C, collective bargaining is not, and these are the machineries for industrial dispute settlement. Then the next question, under which schedule of the Industrial Disputes Act 1947 public utility services have been listed out? So public utility services is listed out in which schedule? These are the options, and option A will be the correct answer here. First schedule deals with the public utility services. Okay, then the next question is question number 4. Which of the following statements about the definition of industry as given here it is written in the Industrial Dispute Act is not right? So these are the options out of which is not right. So option D here is not right. All the above options are right, but option D is not right. Okay, then the next question, fast come last go and last come fast go, it is the principle of which? It is based on the principle of which of the following? The answer will be retrenchment. So under retrenchment, the person who is first recruited will be retrenched last, and the person who is last recruited will be retrenched first, because there is a certain investment in training and other experiences in the first recruited person. So it will be a waste to retrench him first. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Which of the following machinery for settlement of industrial disputes? Which of the following is the machinery for settlement of industrial disputes? So industrial tribunal is a machinery. The other three are not. So option C is the correct answer here. So the next question is, award under the Industrial Disputes Act is? Which of the following comes under the award? Check out the options here clearly. It is written. Which of the following is the answer? So if you see carefully, all the options are wrong, because award is the interim determination of labor court. It is also the arbitration award under section 10A. It is also the final determination of arbitration award under section 10A, and it is also the final determination of labor court. So these are given not here, the first word. So all the above options are wrong. All are wrong. Option 4 is the correct answer here. Then the next question is, grievance handling machinery is given in which act? So as we are discussing about the Industrial Disputes Act, and it is about the grievance handling machinery, it always comes under the Industrial Disputes Act. It is related to disputes also, that's why. Then the next question is 9th question. The dispute of an industrial workman is deemed to be the industrial dispute if the dispute or difference is concerned with or arising out of the following. Which of the options are correct here. Out of the following options where no other workman nor any union of workmen is a party to the dispute, जहाँ पे कोई भी वर्कमैन या फिर कोई वर्कमैन का यूनियन जहाँ पे डिस्प्यूट का पार्टी नहीं है, तो उस जगह पे जो नीचे दिया गया है कौन सा वाला करेक्ट होगा, यानी कि उसको इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट का मायना दिया जाएगा उसको. तो which of the following is the correct answer? Option D here is the correct answer. All the discharge, dismissal, retrenchment or otherwise terminal of services of an industrial workman. Okay, so termination it is. Terminal will also be correct. Then the next question is list of unfair labor practices on the part of the trade union and employers was included in which act? So unfair labor practices comes under which schedule? Unfair labor practices comes under schedule 5 of the Industrial Dispute Act. So option B is the correct answer. Then the next question, which of the following is an illegal industrial action as per law? So these are the options, among which mutual insurance is legal, collective bargaining is also legal, lockout is also legal. So here gherav is illegal. So option D is the correct answer here. Then the next question is under the Industrial Disputes Act, which of the following cannot be considered as an industrial dispute? So which of the following is not considered as an industrial dispute? So the correct answer here will be option C, when demand made for alteration of the conditions of service of employees in a cooperative society. It is not an industrial dispute, it cannot be considered also. So the next question is the ongoing globalization in India requires drastic change under which of the following labor legislations? So as we are discussing about the Industrial Disputes Act, you may easily answer that it is the Industrial Disputes Act, but the globalization process in India is required a drastic change under the Industrial Disputes Act. So this act needs to be changed drastically for the globalization in India, especially in our country. Then the next question is which of the following statements about the grievance redressal machinery given under the Industrial Disputes Act is not true? Which of the following is not true? Read the options carefully. I will tell which of the following is the answer. The answer will be option B. Option B is not true. Okay, grievance redressal committee cannot resolve any dispute. Okay, all the disputes cannot be resolved by grievance redressal committee. So option B is not true. All of the options, other options are true. Read out the options carefully so that you get the optimum information about that. Then the next question is about the Defense of India rules. The central government can refer the dispute to which settlement machinery under Rule 81A. So 81A is the Defense of India rules. Okay. Then these are the options here. The answer will be option C, adjudication. So adjudication is the medium here for settlement of industrial disputes. Okay, central government can refer. Then the next question is before the implementation of the Industrial Disputes Act 1947, which of the following was there for the same purpose? So which of the following act was there before the ID Act 1947 and it has the same purpose? The correct answer will be Trade Disputes Act 1929 was there and it has the same purpose specifically, but it was not helping much like the ID Act 1947. So next question is under the ID Act 1947 dash deals with penalties for various offenses. तो यहाँ पे कुछ सेक्शंस का रेंज दिया गया है, तो वो पूछा गया है कौन से सेक्शन में के रेंज के अंदर यहाँ पे पेनल्टीज फॉर वेरियस ऑफेंसेस दिया गया है. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा यहाँ पे ऑप्शन सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इन बिटवीन सेक्शन 26 एंड 31. All these sections deals with the penalties for various offenses. So next question is there. Industrial Disputes Act 1947 came into force on. So enforcement date is being provided by me in a separate lecture. Check out the playlist and search the enforcement dates of various labor laws and enactment dates also. A separate lecture is there. You have to remember the enforcement dates and enactment dates of all the labor laws that are in the syllabus. So here the answer will be 1st April 1947 is the enforcement date for Industrial Dispute Act, and 1st April 1949 is the enforcement date of which act? Factories Act. Okay, you have to remember all the details here. Then the next question, before the intended closure of an industrial establishment, the employer should give notice of how many days? So before the closure, employer should give notice of how many days? So option C here is the answer. Before closure, 60 days notice is given. Then the next question is, grievance redressal committee should be established in every factory employing at least gas or more workers. So for the grievance redressal committee, the need is 20 or more workers. Before that, there is an authority, grievance redressal authority, okay, grievance settlement authority. So for that, it was needed 50 or more workers. To give chance to more establishment, 20 or more workers are included under the grievance redressal committee, the criteria. Okay. Then the next question, under the Industrial Disputes Act 1947, the definition of the term industrial dispute comes under which section? Okay, इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट का डेफिनेशन कौन सी सेक्शन में है इनमें से? तो आपका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा सेक्शन 2K इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर. ओके, एंड इन द फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट द सेम सेक्शन refers to the manufacturing processes. Okay, but in Industrial Disputes Act it refers to the definition of industrial dispute. Then the next question is, in the case of separation of service, the worker may make an application direct to the labor court or tribunal after the expiry of how many days from the date of application to the conciliation officer. So worker को यहाँ पे फर्स्ट conciliation officer को वर्कर को यहाँ पे फर्स्ट कंसिलिएशन ऑफिसर को अप्लाई करना है, तो उसका एप्लीकेशन के एक्सपायरी के तुरंत ही बाद कितने दिन के बाद ये अप्लाई कर पाएगा डायरेक्ट टू द लेबर कोर्ट और इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रिब्यूनल? सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन बी, 45 days after the expiry of 45 days. Okay, then the next question is question number 23. The closing of a place of employment or the suspension of work. See the question carefully. I will point out one thing here. Or the refusal by an employer to continue to employ any number of person employed by them is called gas. You have to remember that it is whether due to dispute or any natural calamity. Okay, so here the answer will be lockout. If it is due to dispute, then it is lockout. Okay, and some other reasons are there also, the same question, but reasons are on account of shortage of raw materials or the accumulation of stocks, okay, or the breakdown of machinery, or due to natural calamity to give employment to workmen. If the employer refuses or fails to give employment on these reasons, it is called layoff. Okay, if these are the reasons, then it is called layoff. If dispute is the reason, then it is called lockout. So the final question of today's lecture, question number 25, unfair labor practices comes under which schedule of the Industrial Dispute Act 1947? So these are the options, and unfair labor practices comes under the 5th schedule. So the first schedule tells about the public utility services. Second schedule tells about the matters within the jurisdiction of labor courts. So third schedule is also there. Third schedule tells about the matters within the jurisdiction of industrial tribunals. Then the fourth schedule tells about conditions of service for change of notice. Okay, change of notice. Then the fifth schedule tells about the unfair labor practices. Okay, तो दोस्तों आज का वीडियो कैसा रहा कमेंट बॉक्स में ज़रूर लिख के बताइएगा, और अपने दोस्तों के साथ ये वीडियो शेयर करिए. और ये जो 500 MCQ सीरीज़ मैं चला रहा हूँ अभी लेबर लॉस का, ये क्वेश्चन आपका 500 से ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, शायद 600 भी हो सकता है. तो ये सारे जितने भी लेबर लॉस हमारा सिलेबस में है, नेट या फिर कोई भी PSU एग्ज़ाम आप दे रहे हैं उसका सिलेबस में जितने भी लेबर लॉस है, वो सारे लेबर लॉस का कम्प्लीटली MCQs आपको दिया जाएगा. तो इसका PDF भी आप अगर चाहें तो ख़रीद सकते हैं. हमने एक प्राइस सेट किया है और एक गेटवे के थ्रू इसका जल्दी उसका लिंक प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा. वंस ये सारे वीडियो ख़त्म होने के बाद ही उसका PDF आप ले सकेंगे अगर कोई इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो. ठीक है, तो दोस्तों आज के लिए इतना ही. जय हिंद, जय भारत.